Welcome back. The complaints about the banking system here in the Bahamas and the services given to Bahamians seem never-ending. Many say it's easy to get a loan for a car or a vacation, but try to get a loan to start a new business or to buy a home. And if you do get one, the process can be very long and full of intricacies. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell seems to agree, saying that borrowing money from the banks is almost tantamount to slavery.
Regret to this day, borrowing money from a bank. It looked easy at the time, but I assure you it's slavery today. You know, my cousin Andre, who was a banker, told me at the time when I was getting one of these consolidating loans, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?" I ignore him to my peril. So today, when younger people come to me saying they want to be put on the permanent and pensionable, for example, so they can go to the bank and borrow money, I say to them, be careful what you wish for. I advance the Ackland's Island strategy. Cash is king, pay for it out of your pocket, do not borrow, and that's the best way to go.
Many businesses have gone cashless and the banking systems have moved to digital platforms. Recently, when an internet glitch wreaked havoc globally and payment systems went down, the whole issue of cashless systems was brought into question. Mr. Mitchell says people should have a choice because cash is king.
One banker was complaining about the Homeowners Protection Act passed by the PLP under Perry Christie. It's a good act. It was designed to stop self-dealing by these financial institutions, stop them from selling your house out from under you when you got a few payments left, and putting you out and selling it on an undervalue and leaving the house to go to pot when you have no place to go. It's not perfect, but it should be tightened, not slackened. And the central bank, of course, on this fool's errand of total digitization, when we saw the havoc created by the collapse 2 weeks ago of Microsoft. No one wants to stop progress, but we should continue to have choices. If I want to write a check, I should be able to. If I want to pay by cash, I should be able to. If I want to pay by a card, I should be able to. And stop asking me where I get my money from when I go to the bank. None of your damn business. Well, that's just me. Life is complicated enough as it is. Banking is a public good, and using the services or that of the tax office should not be an exercise, as Gowan Bowe says, of the road to hell. When bankers and public officials concede that they are wrong in the way they are treating the public today, it will be the beginning of a beautiful friendship between me and them.
On Thursday, the Utilities Regulations and Competition Authority, ERCA, will hold a virtual public stakeholders forum to explain and receive feedback about its recently issued public consultation on natural gas, the new natural gas sector framework they will be discussing. ERCA recently issued a public consultation document and draft regulatory framework for the natural gas sector in the Bahamas. With the enactment of the Natural Gas Act 2024 on June 1st, the Bahamas will now look to safely incorporate reliable, efficient use of natural gas into its energy mix, with ERCA as the independent regulator. If you have an interest in the sector, you can go onto ERCA's website for the link to join that Zoom meeting on Thursday. The Airport Conference of the Americas at Bahama wraps up today. Executives from an estimated 100 airports and the aviation industry across Latin America and the Caribbean, the United States as well. They are all here in the Bahamas for the 4-day forum that began on Sunday with a focus on important topics affecting international aviation in the United States, the Caribbean, Latin America, and the entire region. During that forum, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, announced that the number of air arrivals to the Bahamas has outgrown the Lynden Pindling International Airport, and the country's main gateway is now set for a $200 million upgrade as the Bahamas commits to becoming a regional leader in aviation and air transport services. And finally, from the Paris Olympic Games, Bahamians Devin Charlton and Charisma Taylor are through to the semifinals of the women's 100-meter hurdles. Those are the semis. They'll come up tomorrow. Charlton clocked 12.71 seconds to finish second in her heat, while Taylor was fourth in her heat in a time of 12.78 seconds. Again, both of them advancing to the semifinals. Denisha Cartwright was also fourth in her heat in 12.86 seconds, but she will have to compete in the repechage for a chance to advance to the semis. The repechage will be run at 4:30 a.m. on Thursday morning. Semifinals of the women's 100-meter hurdles, by the way, that will go down at 6 a.m. on Friday. Also today, Rima Ottabar competed in the women's javelin and had a best throw of 57.67 meters on her third attempt. On the men's side today, Andrews
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.